guys, JoySparklebS, and don't worry if you see me look sad, these are happy tears. I'm happy. I know in the past on the other channel I used to do a lot of like this, by the way, trigger warning. This is, what was I gonna say trigger warning, but this is a trigger warning, but warning, this is gonna be a very rambly video. My fibro is full swing and kicking today. So you're gonna hear a lot of stuttering. It's gonna be like a lot of losing my place and trying to get back to it and, you know, like interweaving things and shit. So I literally forgot where I was going with this and I forget what was I filming. Singing, okay, but I was going somewhere with that, fuck. Like that was a perfect example, God. You have to laugh at this stuff. You have to just like laugh at it, but yeah, well I was saying that the fibro that, and also this is just gonna be like a stream of consciousness video. I wasn't gonna, you know, it's also 4 in the morning, but you know, I really felt called, like as cliche as it's gonna sound, in my soul. I felt really called to like put this this video out. So this might be an emotional video. Just want to give you a heads up. Don't worry, there's a positive spin. I realized in the last channel I would do these big emotional sad videos and they went nowhere sometimes, and I think it was kind of depressing for people, and that's not what this is. At that time, the state of mind I was in, as everybody knows, was the chronic illness, and people who are chronic illness sufferers or pain sufferers, you guys know like that a lot of times you just are in so much pain you're trying to keep sane. And if there's other, you know, symptoms like I had and that are scary, and then extenuating circumstances in life, you know what's funny? I felt the fat on my cheeks go and that it feels weird. I keep saying to people, it just feels like I'm in a fat suit. I don't know how to deal with it. And if you notice, sometimes I'll like overdo my consonants because I'm trying to get used to the shit on my face. And I don't want to get used to it because I want it to go away eventually, but you know, it's here for a reason. I accept it for the moment. It's all good. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this video. For people who are just seeing me, hi. And I will say, if you are curious about why I look so different, why I look so different in this video than that video, please check out my holy shit I got fat what the hell happened video, which I'll link in the description, will be in the cards, as well as I have a video on health and why I deleted my channel before. Go watch those first, and then if you didn't yet, see the music video, and then this one will make sense. So I think I got our bases covered. I feel like that was, how long have I been talking? Yep. 3 minutes of nonsense, just rambling, but I feel like it needed to be said, so okay. And I'll tell you the other thing, I tried to film this video earlier and my SD card got full and it got deleted, so yeah, but just a heads up, this is gonna be an emotional video, so here we go. Come on, tear ducts, eyes, work with me. So this video was done April 2013. I was really happy. And don't worry, these are happy tears. This will loop around and make sense at the end, but I was really, really happy. I was the happiest I'd ever been in my life. I was. You would think that maybe for me looking at that video and seeing how nice I looked, you know, I didn't think I was hot or anything, but you know, I was, you know, really fit, and my voice was it was decent. I mean, it wasn't perfect. I'm a big perfectionist when it comes to stuff. I mean, you probably can't tell from my videos because I just do my best with where I'm at in life. Oh, sorry. Somebody downstairs shut a door, and we tend to get little earthquakes here. Like one time there was a really big one, and so like if anything shakes I get kind of freaked out because I hadn't experienced earthquakes until I moved to Oklahoma. Thank you, fracking. But yeah, where was I going with that? Ah, damn it, door. Oh, you would think that maybe like I would be sad because my voice doesn't sound that way. Granted, if I had 2 weeks of practicing I could get it there, it's not a big deal. Or I don't look that way, and I'm not. I watched that video and I'm just happy. Like, it's like I'm transported back to those moments and I'm just happy and grateful, and I'm like, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of that. I was so scared to film that. I, for many years, walked around with like so much shame about just me as a person, you know? I'm gonna do a video about this at some point, but like, people say I'm fucking crazy, and it's true in the sense that it's not like I'm mentally ill, but I'm an eccentric. This is something I've had to understand about myself. I'm an eccentric. And I've always liked the odd things. I loved all the odd, weird shit before the hipsters came out and made it like it's something cool. And the basic bitches took it over in their yoga pants and their Starbucks. I say that. What the fuck is this? Who's the hypocrite now? But, I look back at it with so much happiness. Okay, it's like, have you guys ever heard of like when people, they die and then they go to heaven or wherever and come back? You've heard these stories. So when I was 10 years old, I feel like that's part of when I got a big push and a big fascination. Like, I've always been fascinated by weird shit, like ghost stories and aliens, but I feel like around that age, 8 and 10, was when it really kind of crescendoed for me. And I remember I saw maybe like an ABC, there was this woman who had the story of dying and coming back. And it was called, and then she wrote a book called Embraced by the Light. I don't remember the author. If y'all know the author, put it in the description. But that book changed my life. It really changed my life. And anyways, and I've had spiritual experiences myself. I've talked about this. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm just not the kind of person, like, I'll share my experiences, but I'm also a critical thinker. So I'll sit here and tell you I've had the most life-changing experience that changed my life and shaped me as a person, but who knows if it's real. Like, if that makes sense. But I'm also not somebody that ever pushes my spirituality on people. I never do that, because I think it's an individual journey for everyone. And when I say individual, I mean like that includes if you choose to join a church and be part of a collective group, or if it's something you do on your own. But I'm a very spiritual person, and the way I look back at that video is like, so they say, you know, and I had kind of, not near death, but similar experiences where, you know, you go somewhere like that feels like what people describe as heaven, and you get this life review people talk about, and it's like in 2 or 3 seconds you see every aspect of your life flash before your eyes, right? People say this like right before they die, you know, they'll see that or something. And that they look back and it's overwhelming, but it's a good thing. It's a very positive thing, because you look back and even in the bad moments, good and bad, you learn something. There was something beautiful about those moments. And even though I was going through a very difficult thing when I filmed that video, I look back and I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. That was really hard for me to do. Like, looking back at that video gives me a lot of hope for where I'm at. It's hard, it's gonna be hard to explain some of this without sounding like an asshole, and I really don't mean to. I was just conditioned to believe in my life for many years, thank you to Kathy King, my mother, that everything was my fault. So if I sang and elicited emotions out of people, well, I made them sad, it's my fault. And I got to a point where I felt, I also kind of had a weird type of stage mom. It's not quite like dance moms, but it's like, one day I'll talk about it. But I got to the point where like singing, let's say, is my biggest passion in life. It's what I love to do, but because of the stage mom thing, it was weird. My mom was a stage mom, but wanted to keep me local and kind of regional, so she could take the glory of it for herself and her mind, if that makes sense. And it was a real big mind fuck, and it took me kind of many years to unweave. And I remember, this is the other hard part too. This is right, like 2 days before I got sick, I filmed this video. I remember for like a month, I had this like strong intuitive pull, start a YouTube channel. And I was too scared. I was too scared because I'm an eccentric kind of person. I've had incredible, amazing adventures, good and bad, and I've had a very odd past with a lot of colorful fucking characters. Phildo the Wizard, like, you know, if people want to question, like, was that true? Well, fucking look at that motherfucker. I have many stories like that. I'm just one of those people that decided I'm not going to be the norm, and I dove into the adventures of life. And I know a lot of people, not everybody lives that way, and people don't always understand that, but it doesn't mean I'm a liar. You know what I mean? I think I've proven that repeatedly, but I had this strong intuitive pull to make a YouTube channel. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was terrified. I was like, I don't have any equipment. That, like what you heard, that was, there's no equipment, that's just me. You know, in a speaker, essentially. And my phone plugged into the speaker. And a little camera. In fact, I think it was my grandma's camera. And But I just said, I have to do this. I have to do this. And for 3 days, I filmed. The first 2 days, I just was in my pajamas and I stood there and just practiced, like, you know, being in front of the camera and getting a feel for it. And then I took one whole day, I did 3 songs and I did 3 different outfit changes. Actually, I had outfits all over the place. And I did that song in 1 take. That is my favorite song in the whole world. Because, like, and I think a lot of you guys can relate to this, I've never really felt like I belong anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like, I fit in everywhere. Like, a lot of times it's like I can fit in anywhere, but I don't belong anywhere. I was a kid I was an unwanted pregnancy, and I learned that when I was 8 years old, because that's the kind of thing you tell an 8-year-old. From both my mother and my father, who were divorced. Wonderful fucking people. These are 2 people that numerous times at family occasions have said in front of the whole family, and where me and my sister are sitting, don't ever have children. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wish I never would have had you guys. Like, you know, my sister's a different story. My sister Corey, she was wanted and doted upon. She was considered the book smart one. She was good at everything, and I was, you know, in awe of her. Like, it wasn't, there are very few people I've been jealous of. I'll do a video on it one day. There was one person I've been jealous of. One person, oh my God, this is a story. Hold on, we're gonna have a mini story. There's one person in the whole world I've been jealous of. He's somewhat well known in circles. You guys aren't gonna know who he is. You will have no fucking clue who this guy is. But he is the most talented person I've ever met in my life. Hands down. He's a prodigy. And I was very jealous, and I liked him a lot. But you know what, here's the thing, this is something I don't understand. I should do a video about this. When people are jealous of somebody, like, here's the thing, if I see something that somebody has that I want, I'm inspired. And my thing is, like, I want to be your friend, and I want to figure out what you're doing, and let's help one another. What can I give you? And a lot of people, like you guys have seen on my channel, just want to tear each other down out of their insecurity instead of build one another up. It makes no sense. But so, like, there's only been one person I've been jealous of, and it wasn't like, oh, I hate you kind of jealousy. Like, it wasn't that kind of jealousy, if that makes sense. It was like, oh my God, it feels weird to snap my fingers because they're fatter. It feels weird. Sorry, that freaked me out. Yeah, but there's only one person I've ever been jealous of, and I had a huge crush on him. Huge crush on him. And, you know, we were really friendly, and he's one of those people, again, he's a sunshine person, lights up the room. He has that personality, like, is he only a prodigy? And by the way, when I say that, I'm not just saying, like, you know, when somebody plays the guitar and sings a little, oh, he's so amazing. I mean, he's a fucking prodigy. And he does the things I wanted to do in life. Does them 10 times better than I do, and I was jealous because it's one of those people that, you know, no matter how much I practice or what I do, I'll never be as good as you. In fact, that meeting him changed a little bit the course of my life, and that sounds negative, but it wasn't. It was positive. It helped me reevaluate myself, and I found out a few years ago, we reconnected and we talked, and I actually, you know, expressed all this stuff, and he was like, "You're kidding." I'm like, "No." He's like, "I had the biggest crush on you too." And we talked about meeting up at some point, and I was like, well, I said, here's the thing. I'm sick. I'm with somebody I'm very happy with. It was, I think, right before Dom and I got together officially. And I was like, well, so this was like, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year-ish. And so we were writing back and forth, and I was like, well, I would love to, but here's the thing, I'm really sick. I couldn't. He's like, anything I can do to help? You know, and he even offered to come down and help. And it was so sweet. This is somebody who travels the world, does what he loves. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but nah, I'm good. Thank you, honey. Oh God, the conspiracy theorists are gonna go crazy at this. You're not gonna figure it out, I promise you. I remember last time they tried to figure out who was somebody, they accused me of working with a pedophile and then had to eat crow. God, these stupid people. But anyways, I digress. Where was I going with this jealousy thing? See, I told you there are gonna be many tangents to this. But okay, see, I need to do a story time about that person. I should do a story time, but I would need to get their permission. I don't know. I would, maybe it'll be a while from now, but wonderful, wonderful human being. Just amazing. But yeah, I was just thinking, like you're saying, I'm not really, you know, I don't get jealous of people. I get more inspired, you know? But I was going somewhere. Shit. Well, I'll keep talking about the video. I really wanted to be a singer all my life. And here's the thing. I've had 3 different occasions where I had everything at the tip, like everything in the palm of my hand. I had worked really hard and I was ready to, I had everything ready to go to create this dream of singing, and each time illness got in the way, which is really hard. And I just had this huge intuitive push throughout March of that year and going into April. I have to start a YouTube channel, but I was terrified. And finally, I remember I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I remember I was about to do it, and I was staying with my mother at the time, and we had a falling out, and she kicked me out of the home for the dumbest fucking reasons, and we'll get into that. We'll talk about this one day. I'm not gonna get into it now. Just dumb shit. Like, she'll let criminals and drug addicts and drug dealers and thieves live in her home, and yet her daughter, who is sick and just a decent person, you're gonna kick me out for something that has nothing to do with her or morality or anything. It was the dumbest argument, but it was a boomer argument. I was really sad about my mom. That was a wound that took many years to heal. In fact, I'll tell you, I don't think that wound fully healed until I figured out that my family were on low-cal. And I had to read all that, and I remember I just had a couple nights of intense crying, just intense. I'm somebody that, like, when I experience emotions, I experience it really deep and really hard, but I'm able to process it quickly. And that, you know, what my family did broke me, but it also kind of freed me, so I have to thank them for that because I no longer miss them. I would like to have a family that loves me, but I don't wish for them to be something that they will not be or do not want to be. Does that make sense? Like, I no longer want that anymore. But I just had this huge falling out with my mom, and I knew that's it, it's done. It's done with my mom, I'm not going back. I am done. And I decided I'm gonna be fearless, and I'm gonna put myself out there. So I made those videos, and they just sat for a long time. If I remember right. I didn't, like, really do anything with them for a really long time. And like 2 days later, I started getting really sick. And the collapsing started, the chest pain started, the heart racing. And I think what had happened, this is what I think now, I'd already been having symptoms from the IUD back then, I just didn't know what it was, and I didn't take it seriously. But, you know, copper toxicity and stress, oh my God. I think that traumatic event of me parting ways with my mom, and I knew it. I was like, she's done too many horrible things. I knew this was the last time. Sorry, if you see me shaking, don't worry. It's just like I get nervous and so like my knee is shaking, but you can't see my knee because you're seeing me from like here up. Yeah, it was the last time. And so what you're seeing is, I love that song, Home, because I don't feel like I belong here. You know, and I know a lot of people feel this way, so by the way, I'm not trying to act like, oh, I'm so unique, but like, sometimes I just feel like an alien on a planet I don't belong to, but a planet I love, with people I love, who don't always love me back, you know? And that song, Home, it really showcased, like, if anybody ever wanted to know what if they were like, pick a song for your autobiography, it would be Home. And I guess a part of me just wishes I could go back in time and ring that little girl and go, you don't know what's coming. And I wish I could have told her, like, all the stuff to avoid, because maybe back then I could have put myself on YouTube, I could have blown my channel up, and you would have had a lot different joy to interact with. But at the same time, as much as I was in love with that point in my life, I was meditating like an hour a day, I was practicing singing an hour, 2 hours a day, I was doing those modeling shoots, I was right on the verge of doing a demo for like Interscope and Sony from my contacts and my producer. Everything was ready to go, and my health failed me. And I could look at this one of two ways. I could look at this as such a tragedy and with hopelessness, or I could say, wow, whatever God is or isn't, I call it the universe because I still have some new ageisms to me. Whatever that is or isn't, decided there's a different path for me, and that I needed to go through some pain to strengthen myself, because as much as I might have looked great and sounded great, that was a very scared, insecure little girl. Like, in some ways, if that makes sense. I've always been vocal. I've always been, I'll say what the fuck I need to say kind of person. I've always been that direct person, but I didn't know a lot about how the world worked or people. I was so naive. I was hurt and I was scared. I remember having panic attacks about putting myself on YouTube. Like I said, I'm an eccentric. I'm a strange person. I think there was something intuitive me in that knew what was going to happen. I mean, obviously, I didn't know the Daddy 05, no Nisians. I didn't know that was going to happen, but I knew I'm a very polarizing person. Here's the weird thing. When I meet people in public, people love me. You know what I mean? Like, and not to sound rude, but it's just like I'm happy, I'm giggly, like I want to make people laugh. Like, people like me, they enjoy me. And then I got on the internet and it was just like, oh my God, this is, like, it was culture shock. And it took me, as you guys know, a good year and a half to kind of get over and figure out. And I think on some level, I knew that was coming, you know? I've like I don't remember if I'm repeating stuff from this video, the last video, but I've had a very adventurous life with a lot of colorful characters, you know? Lots of story times that are true, I could say, and a lot of stuff I've kind of held back, but there's some stuff that's privacy, you know, and that's fine. But I was living my dreams. I was living my dreams, and everything was right there. And I could go into why me and pity party, but you know what? I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to be alive. From this time last year to now, I didn't know if I was going to get through all that, and I did. And I'm just grateful. How can I not be grateful? I'm talking to you and I'm having a fibro fog, but I'm not in pain. I don't feel great, but I'm not in pain like I was before. I'm talking to you guys and my heart isn't racing. It's okay. My blood is flowing correctly. I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out. I don't feel scared or guilty to be me and to show who I am and to show. I'm sorry, my battery died. and dying, I had to take it off of the stand, the tripod, and excuse me, and burp obviously, put a new battery in it. What was I saying? And it slanted a little bit. I worked at it. It would take another 20 fucking minutes. I'm gonna ask a roommate for help and see what can be done since he helped me with the focus last time. So sorry, but we're almost in the home stretch. So it's just in the middle of saying that I'm no longer, nose. I was crying shit. I'm no longer scared to like show myself told you there's gonna be some stuttering. I'm no longer scared to like show myself to the world and my talents and what I have to offer. Being on YouTube last time, I saw the worst of what the mob can do with bullshit, you know, when bullshit comes at you. And I just feel like I've overcome so much since I recorded that song. And even though I was really happy then, like I said, I was somebody who, I wasn't strong enough yet. I wasn't secure in myself, and I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like the illness and everything that's happened online and even this weight gain, this was my worst fear. And you know, not having a family, I'm facing it head on. And for the first time in a really long time, I'm hopeful. And I don't mean like, you know, you have moments of, I mean, I'm consistently just happy. I'm so grateful. Like I've made it out. I feel like I'm making it out the other side of it. Even though I know I look like hell, to me, this is a good sign. It's a good symptom. Not being this heavy, but I mean like, I'm at the home stretch, you know, and at some point, hopefully sooner than later, but I give it out. So whatever is supposed to happen, whatever my body needs, you know, all this will go away and I will be a much better person for it. So, hair. Nothing in me is sad seeing that video. I'm so proud of like looking at that little girl. It's more like to say little girl. I'm really proud of looking at that person and going, you were really scared and you were going through a lot, but shit, you said fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and you did it. And even though everything went to hell and I was never able to put it on YouTube and start my channel the way I wanted to, that was still a day where I overcame my fear and I did it. I did it, and now I get to overcome the last step and I get to show you guys. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody so far who's been on this journey with me. Thank you to the people who gave me a chance and showed me love and kindness, or even supported me silently during really shitty times you saw. Thank you. All of you and your support helps me become the person I am right now, and for better or for worse, I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm proud of where I'm at, and it's taken, you know, I don't know that I've rarely been able to say that about myself. And I want to say this to anybody who's suffering with chronic illness or mental illness, whatever it is you're going through. I believe where there's a will, there's a way with a lot of stuff. And I believe that there's a reason. There's a reason I didn't put out that demo. There's a reason I didn't get signed somewhere. There's a reason it all happened. Because whatever God is or isn't decided, there's a better plan for me that I couldn't see at the moment. And I'm just so grateful. And the gratitude just makes me so happy. I'm so happy. I know it looks crazy. But I said these are happy tears. And I know my ability to make miracles happen, you know, like in my life and other people's lives. And you might understand this, you know, you might be one of those people too. I'm good at creating opportunities, and if I did it once, I did it twice, I did it 3 times, I'm confident I can do it again. I can get my body to where I want. I can sing again. It might not be what I envisioned, you know, when I was younger and I saw, you know, my first amazing musician, like the first musician that ever really struck me was Michael Jackson. That man was magic. Say what you will about him. It's just the purity of his heart when he was on stage shone through like rarely performers ever do. There's not a performer like him now, from my opinion. There are very few that touch him. Just magic, you know? I believe that I will sing again one day. I don't know how, I don't know the way, but I'm confident. I'm confident that whatever is supposed to happen and wherever I'm supposed to go, it's gonna be amazing. But you've gotta go through some stuff. So it's like to get the result you want, sometimes you have to go through shit you need that you don't understand. So if you're going through hell with something, just know there's a reason. Know that you're not a mistake. Even if, like in my situation, you were born into a situation where people didn't want you, there's a reason you're here. There's a reason you're going through this, and it's because no matter what, something does love you. Even if you're not a spiritual person, there's, you know, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious. I grew up around crazy mean Christians, so it's hard for me to, but some of the best people I've ever met are Christians, so I don't like saying the word God, but, you know, there is something, you're never alone. You know, like love is everywhere. It's in atoms and cells and molecules of everything. If we just are able in our worst moments to remember that. We might not always feel it, but just remember it. And remember, and this is what I've gone through to get over the illness, I've had to tell myself in the worst moments where I had pain so bad, I would look at roommate and I would say it, I'd be like, if somebody put a gun to my head and shot and pulled the trigger, I'd be relieved because of so much physical pain, you know? And how crazy that can make you. That, you know, if you're going through it, keep going, because this too shall pass. Good and bad, this too shall pass. So I just wanted to say that, and thank you for watching and thank you for listening. I wanted to read something before I go, if that's okay. If y'all don't mind. I wanted to read the lyrics of my favorite song. This is my favorite song. I've got a couple of them. This is like one of the top. So I wanted to read this. It says, oh shit, where'd it go? Okay. So this is Home by Beauty and the Beast. Yes, I made the choice. For Papa, I will stay. But I don't deserve to lose my freedom in this way, you monster. If you think that what you've done is right, well then, you're a fool. Think again. Is this home? Is this where I should learn to be happy? Never dreamed that a home could be dark and cold. I was told every day in my childhood, even as we grew old, that home will be where the heart is. Never were words so true. My heart's far, far away, and home is too. Is this home? Is this what I must learn to believe in? Try to find something good in this tragic place. Just in case I should stay here forever, held in this empty space. Oh, but that won't be easy, and I know the reason why. My heart's far, far away, home's a lie. What I'd give to return. Oh my God, these lyrics right now really ring true. What I'd give to return to the life that I knew lately. But I know that I can't solve my problems going back. Is this home? Am I here for a day or forever? Shut away from the world until who knows when. Oh, but then as my life has been altered once, it can change again. I love that statement. I want to read it again. Oh, but then as my life has been altered once, it can change again. Build higher walls around me and change every lock and key. Nothing lasts, nothing holds all of me. My heart's far, far away, home and free. So if you ever wanted to know anything about me, listen to that song, and that's me. It's hard to be in a place that you love, but you feel like you don't belong, but something wants me here, and something wants you here. And we're here to do some good, even if people are mean, and even if people act evil, and even if people do awful things and say awful things about you and do awful things to you. Just keep going. It will get better. It will get better. And we can figure it out. Can't solve our problems going back, right? Okay, this has been too long, but I wanted to give some context to that video so you guys understood it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support and your love. I hope, even though this was emotional, like I said, it was going to turn around to be positive. And, you know, like it said, just as my life has been altered once, it can change again. And I'm going to keep that in my mind over the next couple weeks. That statement. And I try to remember that every day. I'll come back and I will be better and bigger and strong. Well, maybe not this big. Better and hopefully smaller and stronger than ever. Not that smaller means anything but what it means to me and getting my health back. So, okay. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Take care. One other thing, I'm putting out a video. There are going to be some channel changes coming up. Not bad stuff, but just stuff I want you to be aware of. So, thank you guys. I love you. See you soon. And if you haven't, please go watch the video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Please pat my ego. Or you like this video. Tell me what you think in the comments. Oh, that's right. Subscribe, comment, like, do the notification thing. I'm on Twitter, JoySparklebS. I'm on Younow, JoySparklebS. Ew, that's a lot of snot. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.